Hi, I'm Sussannah. I'm a rising senior at Castellea. My starter project is the ultrasonic parking sensor, which is used to help a driver when parking to determine how close another vehicle or object is so that they don't hit it. So the way that it works is that it has these two sensors, and one of them, this one, emits a sound wave that when it hits an object, it bounces back, and this one receives it. And that wave has specific amplitude and frequency and such depending on how far away the object is, and gets converted into a voltage signal that gets sent back through the system. And these Zener diodes, if it's above their breakdown threshold, they'll allow it to pass through, and it will trigger the buzzer to beep. Because diodes generally only allow charge in one direction. Like this one only allows charge in one direction, but these Zener diodes, if the voltage passing through them is above a certain point, then they will allow it to go back through. Some other components of this circuit are the capacitors, and there are two types of capacitors: ceramic capacitors and electrolytic. Electrolytic capacitors are polarized, whereas ceramic are not. And what capacitors do is that they store charge for a limited amount of time, and they're useful in converting AC to DC current, and because they help to even it out. These are integrated circuits that are pre-manufactured circuits that you can insert into a larger system that they each have a specific function. For example, this one's a time delay, and a bunch of the other ones have a lot of logic gates in them. And this is a quartz crystal, which keeps them in sync because it oscillates at a specific frequency and acts as a clock signal for all of them. There are also several resistors that limit charge flow, and you can read how the value of a resistor with the bands. This is a trim potentiometer. A potentiometer acts as variable resistance, and the trim part means that it's semi-fixed. If in this system, if you lower the resistance on the potentiometer, it increases the sensitivity of the sensors because there is a higher output voltage, which increases the amplitude of the waves emitted from the sensor and allows it to travel further. And these are terminal blocks that allow the two boards to be connected, and this is a transistor that acts as kind of a switch, and that's it. What I learned in this project was about some of these different components that I didn't know much about before. I also learned about how to do the power for a DC power system, and I learned about converting AC to DC using a bunch of diodes and a capacitor to act as a rectifier. My next project is my main project, which is a capacitor system to store energy converted from a bike. So here's how it works. Right now the sensitivity is set really low, so if I put my hand very close to it, then it goes. But if I turn it up using the potentiometer, then I can be a lot further away and it will be more sensitive.